Friends, I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of our shooting program, and believe me, we're at another kind of shooting program today. We're at the 1996 SHOT Show in Dallas, Texas. The Dallas Convention Center is over here on my left, and you can see some of the pictures there of this gigantic building. It's a bigger show than I can really accurately describe to you. And of course, here behind me we have, let's talk about your perpetual herd of longhorns. And I don't know what these things are made from, but let me tell you, they're big, and they're made out of bronze or steel or something. This is a most impressive artistic display. You have, of course, the longhorns here crossing the river, and then you have the fellows on the horses trying to run down the strays. We have live pigeons. So anyway, this is such an impressive piece of artwork that's appealing to a lot of us who enjoy the Old West. And well, here we are in Dallas. You know, I guess there's no better place to have a herd of cows on display. Well, let's go inside and take a look at some of the things at the SHOT Show, and let's let another shooting show begin. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are inside the SHOT Show. There's Bobby, our marketing director. This is, of course, a gigantic show with companies from all over America and all over the world represented here. Now, friends, here's the bargain of the day at the SHOT Show. You'll notice that a set of 4 shotguns, $285,000. Now, honestly, that's just a little more than most of us can afford, but these are some beautiful, of course, they have some beautiful hand engraving, just incredible workmanship. But let's see, 4 into 285,000 sounds to me a lot like $70-something thousand. So anyway, that's just a lot of money. Beautiful guns, though. And friends, here's Bobby Christie, our marketing director. Bobby, is that the first $70,000 gun you ever held?
I believe so.
So Bobby,
I've ever held a $7,000 gun.
I think that's pretty amazing. That's a, what's that, Perazzi? Is that what that is? Beautiful gun. Just fantastic. Like I said, heck, the bargain of the SHOT Show bargain. All 4 of them for $285,000. Folks, don't let that phone cool down. I mean, I know we can hardly wait. They are real nice guns. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Taurus booth, and we're with a young man named Robert Powell. And Robert is holding a new revolver from Taurus. And let's take a quick look down at the cylinder. Now, a lot of us are familiar with the Taurus 7-shot revolver, but if we count, this is a .357 Magnum. I believe you'll see there are not 7 holes, but in fact 8. And this is a new gun, an 8-shot .357 Magnum revolver. And Robert, if you'll turn that just a little, we can see it is a 4-inch barrel. It's their large frame, but it has the muzzle brake. It has the holes there in the muzzle, which Taurus has had great success with. And I think this is a terrific idea. Needless to say, I am extremely impressed. The Taurus guns have certainly gained a reputation for reliability and quality. And Robert, you said these are pretty quick going to be out there, huh?
Yeah, they should be out on the market, available to the dealers no later than March 1st.
And it's also available in stainless steel. I think we have some models over here.
Stainless steel, 6-inch barrel. All of them will be available, 4-inch or 6-inch blue or stainless steel.
Well, I tell you what, Taurus has done it again. They've really made some innovations in the past couple of years, and you know, I'm certainly a fan of revolvers myself, Robert, and good for you, huh?
Appreciate it.
Wish you a lot of good luck. Friends, we're here with Sam Paredes of AMT, and he's nice enough to show us a couple of things. Now, Sam, I'm looking at some pretty high-powered looking .22 rifles, huh?
Yes, sir. These are our Challenge Edition line of custom rifles out of the AMT Custom Shop. Everything from a Challenge Elite which is set up for the Sportsman's Team Challenge or for the open class in metallic silhouette, down to our Sporter Edition, which is a sporter style stock, tapered barrel, and it's set up to qualify under the hunter class for NRA metallic silhouette. These are tack driving machines guaranteed to shoot under a ½ inch at 50 yards with match ammo, 5 shots. We don't ship them unless we shoot them down around a ¼ inch.
Oh, that's great. Well, tell me something now. Is the custom shop a fairly new addition to AMT?
Yes, the custom shop has been in existence in full operation for just about a year. And we just took on some special projects to make some super accurate guns of various kinds. This is our first product, and we'll be moving into the big bore calibers, and who knows from there.
Well, now, your bolt-action rifle, you're going to be offering that in a full range of calibers, right?
Yes, sir. It'll be available in all the standard calibers, including Wildcats of anybody's wild imagination.
Well, I tell you, it's exciting. It's good to see a company that's been around for several years. AMT has built a good reputation for being good to its customers, and of course, Harry Sanford is a legend in the industry. We're very pleased about that, and I think you can look forward to a lot more good things from them. Your handgun line is your 45s. Everything's in production. Everything's doing.
Yes, everything is available right now. Yes, sir. The whole line, everything from the 22 Win Mag Automag 2s all the way up to our 45 DAO backups.
I'll tell you what, that is really a neat little gun, something that those are selling like hotcakes, aren't they?
Oh, it's been the hottest seller. It's very hot with law enforcement as a primary backup weapon, the same caliber as their sidearms. And the little 380 backups has been a steady mainstay for the company for a long time.
So now the 45s are really taking over that position with people that carry 45s, I think.
Absolutely, and because it's available in 9mm and 40 Smith & Wesson, an officer who carries that caliber as their primary sidearm can carry the same caliber in their backup gun.
Well, Sam, we appreciate you talking with us. It's AMT. They help pioneer stainless steel in handguns and certainly long guns, too. So I wish you'd remember them when you go down to your sporting goods store, and hope you see some more of them on our program. Sarah, where are you from?
I'm actually Pennsylvania.
Anyone out there that you'd like to tell hello to? You're here at the SHOT Show in Dallas, Texas. Someone you'd like to tell hello?
Yeah, Phil in Maryland.
Okay, Phil, listen up. Pay attention. Sarah says hello, and you better call pretty soon, or you out of luck. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with Mr. Ammo himself, none other than our good friend Peter Pye with Corbin.
Well, good to see you, Johnny, and welcome to another SHOT Show.
Well, hey, we've had another fun one, haven't we, Pete?
Yeah, sure has. It's been a good one, too. It's been a good one for us. There's been a lot of traffic through here. It's been an excellent show.
Well, you know, friends, we're so pleased with the progress. Peter, of course, they have a new factory, much larger facility there in Sturgis, South Dakota, which some of you saw part of here a while back. Of course, you've moved in your new building now, haven't you?
Just moved in November the 3rd into our brand new facility. We have a 100-yard underground rifle range, complete ballistic testing laboratory, and we're turning out ammo like there's no tomorrow.
Well, you know what, friends, you've heard me say this probably a couple of hundred times by now. But if you have that run-of-the-mill ammo, just forget it and call these folks up, because this is the real stuff here. And if you want your gun to perform at the absolute best, well, you need to call Corbin. You'll see their 800 number at other places in our program. Anyway, sir, what you got here? What you got new?
Well, new for 1996, Johnny, we've got our 45 caliber, 165 grain jacketed hollow point. That is going to be by far the fastest conventional hollow point on the market today. It's 165 grains, velocity 1,250 feet per second.
1,250.
Right, 1,250 feet per second, and that's a plus speed rated, no excess pressure, and that is going to be the fastest 45 hollow point on the market today, 165 grain.
Well, you know, you may just eclipse the 357 Magnum as the ultimate one-shot stop.
Absolutely. The other one is our 357 SIG. That's gaining in a lot of popularity these days. SIG's got that a nice 229 pistol. And 357 SIG, we have two loadings for that, 115 grain at 1,500 and 124 grain at about 1,450.
Well, that is, well, considerably better than those that other company that made their the cartridge first. And, well, of course, I see all kinds of things here. You have a new, now what kind of 44 Magnum? This is a 454 Casull.
454 Casull. This is our new 330 grain flat nose, penetrating. It's a hard cast. Made for penetration in large game. As a matter of fact, we introduced this a few months ago, and I just had a customer come by and show me pictures of a tremendous rhino that he shot with this load.
A rhino?
Yeah, it's a big
no
rhino.
Kidding.
So this is a new one for us. Another one in the hunting ammo is our 44 mag, and that uses a Swift A-frame bullet.
Well, sir, we're very pleased about that. I know. I tell you what. I remember when Corbon was a much smaller company, but it looks like you folks are growing in leaps and bounds.
We sure are, Johnny. Thanks to all the good people out there that keep buying our products.
Well, I hope that the shooting show can have just a little bit of credit. Just a little.
Absolutely. If it wasn't for you guys, you guys sure done a good job for us.
We appreciate that, Peter. And you know what? You folks are the best there are in this business, and we've been saying that for a long time. So I think you have a neighbor in your booth over here, right?
Sure. We have a Jim and Christy West are visiting us from Anchorage, Alaska, and she's got some really exciting new products, and maybe what I'll do is I'll let her tell you about it.
Okay, well, we're going to get them to show us, and you are making their 4570 load. And we'll go ahead and tell folks it's a 4570 special gun.
Sure, they have a nice, I tell you, I'm really excited about this new product by them. It's a takedown Marlin in 4570. It takes down for storing in a backpack or in a bush plane, and it assembles, and we have a special load that we make for their gun. It's a 350 grain bullet at about 200 feet per second. But this is an excellent product, and they're exhibiting here at our booth here for the first time. And when I see a product that's as exceptional as this, I appreciate having them come out and show the people.
Well, hey, we'll give them a shot. Peter, thanks again. Great to see you as always.
Thank you, Johnny. We'll see you next year.
You know, friends, the gun that Peter was talking about, they're making this load for. This is Christy West, and you're from Anchorage,
Alaska.
All right. Well, Christy, tell us what you got here.
This is a Marlin 4570 rifle that we've converted into a takedown model. Put a decelerator pad on it, cut the barrel down to 16.5 inches so that when it's taken down, you can carry it in a 21-inch case.
Now, show us the final result of what it looks like taken down. Don't take this one down.
All right.
But,
this is the final result. You've got a gun that basically comes into a package that's 21 inches long.
And this is a simple takedown. We saw them do it earlier.
It's very simple.
And this is exciting. Now, you do have one, looks like you have, what kind of coating is this?
This is a hard chrome coating. This is extremely durable coating.
And it looks like you have a muzzle brake, you have holes in the...
Yeah, we've ported the end of this so that a 4570 isn't going to kick you when you're shooting it.
Okay, well, what about strength of the action? Have you done anything to make it stronger?
The action is the Marlin action. What we've done is we've used full threads. We've used a heavy thread on this so that when you put the action together, it stays strong, so you can use a real heavy load. And Corbon and Superior Ammunition, their sister company, developed a load for the 4570 such that a 350 grain bullet has 2100 feet per second out of a 16.5-inch barrel.
Well, now this is a load, in fact, that can only purchase through you. Is that right?
Right now, yes.
Right now, okay. But that's definitely a high-powered load for the Marlin 4570.
Right, it's a great load.
Well, I heard someone come through a little earlier and say this was the ultimate bear gun in bear country because...
Right, that's right. And that's what it's designed for. It's designed to take it with you, put it in a small case, throw it in your boat or your backpack or your airplane, and take it with you. It locks right down in, and it's ready to go.
Well, Christy, if someone wanted to get in touch with you folks about buying one of your guns, how could they do that?
They could call us up in Anchorage, or we've got our address here and brochures, and just look us up. We're the only Wild West guns in Anchorage.
All right, well, why don't you want to give that phone number now?
Okay, our number is area code 907-344-4500. Okay, 907-344-4500.
Well, friends, I tell you what, these things are slick. We have a couple of good friends that have these guns, and I've heard nothing but excellent reports from them. So, Christy, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Wish you a lot of good luck.
Thanks.
And I think it's a great product.
Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
boater or a birder, if you ever carry a camera, Bi-Tote is for you. It is the most comfortable binocular and camera carrier on the market today. And its all-elastic quick change feature makes it possible to switch from one piece of equipment to another without missing a beat. If you think that carrying binoculars or cameras is a pain in the neck, try Bi-Tote. For the first time, your equipment will feel almost weightless, and you'll be free of that annoying swinging and bouncing which is hard on your body as well as the equipment, especially when you're negotiating rough terrain or on a pitching boat. One hand for you, one hand for the boat, and Bi-Tote for your binoculars or camera. They'll be ready for you instantly, held firmly in position. They're always there, not buried in a locker or other out-of-the-way place. And the Bi-Tote is totally adjustable for a custom fit. All necessary adapters and complete instructions are included with your Bi-Tote. How did you ever get along without it?
You know, friends, all of us as shooting enthusiasts should be subscribing to Shotgun News, the trading post for anything that shoots. 3 big issues monthly with literally thousands and thousands of firearms bargains. Give them a call, 1-800-345-6923, a very inexpensive subscription price. Again, 1-800-345-6923. Subscribe today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're standing here at the Gun Vault booth, and this lovely young lady here is named Julia. Julia, say your last name.
Langcrair.
Langcrair. Okay. And the gentleman who owns the Gun Vault company told us a moment ago, Tom Leff over here, said, well, if we have Julia here, what do we need with him? I cannot argue with the man's logic. I mean, he's a nice fellow, but I, would much rather be standing here talking with Julia. That's okay, isn't it? That's okay if I say that. Well, Julia, all over the country now, a lot of people are buying handguns. A lot of people have children in their home. And you folks have a unique product, and we've been seeing you here at the SHOT Show, heck, I guess for 5 or 6 years.
That's correct.
Heck, you were about 12 when you started out here, weren't you?
Very young.
Very young. Well, Julia, show us, in fact, this is Gun Vault. This is one of the better ideas I've seen as far as home storage of firearms. Well, why don't you show us how this jewel works here?
Okay. What you do is place your hand on the keypad. There's grooves that you can feel where your hand goes, even in the dark. You enter your code, which is this program to 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach in and you can retrieve your firearm.
Okay, now how do you set the code?
What you do is you have to know the original code to reprogram it. So you enter your original code, press all 4 buttons down at the same time. The LED light comes on. You enter a new code, 1, 2, 1, 2. Light goes off. Enter it a second time to confirm it. Light comes on. It's reprogrammed. It's
Okay,
very simple.
now I think if you can run your microwave at home, you can program this thing. If you're smart enough to run your microwave. If you're not smart enough to run your microwave or turn your TV on, you shouldn't own a gun anyway, right?
That's right.
How am I doing?
That's exactly right.
So this is something that the average person who is reasonably responsible can, this is very, very simple. It is a good system. And I don't think it would be I don't believe a kid could get in that, do you?
Well, we also have a tamper-proof mechanism where if a child or an intruder enters 5 invalid codes or 20 taps, the computer shuts down and goes to sleep for a period of 2 minutes. So it further deters that person from trying to get into your firearm.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a great idea, and we have people all over the country. A lot of homes now are single parent, single mother. Children are left at home by themselves. A lot of latchkey kids. I wish that weren't so. That's the way it is, and this is a good idea. We've seen these folks here at the SHOT Show for several years now, and they have been building a good quality product, and sales with these are real good, aren't they, Julia?
They are. We've had a very good show, and Texas and Oklahoma just passed their safe storage laws effective January 1st, so we've had a lot of interest out of this area for safe storage of firearms.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're glad to see you folks again. It's a good idea, something that a lot of viewers, and tell us, I'm going to go ahead and do this, how can they contact Gun Vault about information? Because these things, it's not a cheap product, but it's not expensive.
Right.
I think, yes.
We're located out of Scottsdale, Arizona. The phone number is 602-951-6855, and you can contact us and we'll let you know who our distributors are and where you can get the product.
All right, give us that phone number one more time. We'll do this.
602-951-6855, and that's in Scottsdale, Arizona.
All right, and that is the Gun Vault company. What's the name of your company?
The company name is Gun Vault.
Gun Vault.
And this is a mini vault.
Well, it's a good idea, Julia. We certainly wish you folks a lot of luck. Nice to see you again.
Thanks so much.
Well, friends, here we are at the U.S. Patent Firearms Manufacturing Company, and I want you to look at this. Talk about a board full of guns, and essentially these are reproductions from antiquity in some degree. Anyway, very nicely made guns. In fact, what they are, I believe, if I'm correct, they buy the raw parts from Uberti in Italy, which is, of course, a very fine company in their own right, and then they're fitted and finished in Hartford, Connecticut by these folks here. And I want to show you this particular gun, home in on it a little bit. And if you can see, the glare of the lights is a little bit bad, but they have a nickel gun with some real pretty blued parts. The ejector is blued there, the cylinder pin, and some screws there. Really pretty effect. Heck of a display also. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you're enjoying our program. The judge and I have just returned from Dallas from the 1996 SHOT Show. And in fact, it was a marathon and an expedition, I tell you. Sir, I know you had a great time.
I had a wonderful time, Johnny, and tell people all about your match, your victory in a match.
Well, I appreciate you mentioning that. That was very kind of you to mention that. I really wasn't going to say much about our
that's when you brought your targets along.
we were in, but I wasn't going to even bring it up, if you hadn't mentioned it. But yeah, the good folks at Smith & Wesson, Mossberg, and Tasco invited the two of us to. They have a writers and or press match, and Judge and I went. And sir, I want to say that you acquitted yourself admirably. I think you won the over 70 category, didn't you? We think you did.
I probably did that because I couldn't find anybody else here that old.
Well, there were a lot of writers and people in the gun press and news media there, and yeah, I actually won a shotgun. My picture is in this next week's Gun Week, I guess, or in an issue soon. And yeah, it was pretty good. We had a Mossberg shotgun with the police trigger on it. I found out later. They're afraid to give the police guns with light triggers. They're afraid the police will shoot somebody, so they make them where you have to pull about a 20-pound trigger on that gun.
Horrible trigger.
Well, that won't be a production. Well, these are prototypes, and come to find out, due to liability and giving them to untrained police officers, I guess. They have to make two versions of a trigger. Normally, shotgun trigger, 5 or 6 pounds.
They gave them to untrained gun writers.
Well, that's true. But actually, there were some real fine people. Walt Roush won the overall 3-gun. We shot a new 7-shot Smith & Wesson revolver, the Mossberg shotgun with slugs, with rifle barrel slug and gun, and also a Marlin 22 bolt-action rifle. And I was in the shoot-off on the handgun and on. And I'm not even going to complain about because we didn't get to sight the guns in; they're already done. And if mine had been a little bit higher, but Dot been a little higher, it might have turned out a little differently. But hey, Walt's a good man, and also Frank James is another very fine handgun shooter. There were several people there that were. Masada Ayub was there. A lot of people that you would recognize if you read the gun magazines. And sir, I was very, very proud of your performance there. I thought you did real well. That. Shooting that shotgun with those slugs. I mean, slugs always kick in a 12-gauge shotgun.
Well, I didn't drop but 1 point on the shotgun. Only 1 point on the rifle.
Which I really was excellent. You really, of course, the judge here has competed for many years in different areas of bullseye and target shooting. But it was fun. They're gonna give me a shotgun. I got a nice shotgun out of the deal.
Well, of course, now Johnny, my competition has been with pistol. In the national match courses, and also with small bore prone and small bore 3 position. I've had some experience in that, but that's all more than 10 or 15 years ago.
Well, I could come up and say the reason I won the shotgun part is since I milked a lot of cows when I was little, I was the only one that could pull the trigger and stand there, hold it steady. But we did have a good time. We do appreciate their hospitality. I also want to mention, if you will get the February issue of Soldier of Fortune magazine,
don't miss page 6. They've got a nice piece there on our program and a color photograph of.
Got a picture of Johnny. That's
Well,
what
I
we're
mean, you know,
talking about.
well, it's a nice thing. I mean, they're good. They're good people. They're very good friends of ours. We really had fun. We want to thank everyone who watches our program that came to the SHOT Show that we got to meet. We really enjoyed meeting. We met a tremendous number of viewers from all over the United
Well, apart
States.
from that tall, pretty girl, tell me what impressed you at the SHOT Show the most.
Well, I think there were a lot of very attractive ladies. The ladies were very well represented at the SHOT Show. Hard to say what in particular. There are so many different things. You know, we talked to so many people. There are parts of the SHOT Show we never even got to. We tried to get around to as many booths and visit as many people as possible, but it's so big that there are complete sections of the Dallas Convention Center that literally we never even got to.
Well, it takes 4 days to do it, and you have to keep moving to do it.
Well, the judge, what we want to ask about those motorized, he was wild in the aisles. He got one of those electric motor scooters, and you liked that, didn't you?
Well, Johnny, the first 2 days I walked.
Well, we're
And
talking
and
20
my-
miles per day.
And my legs were so tired, and the muscles in my calves and thighs were hurting so bad that I was so glad to find one of those motorized scooters. And from then on, I didn't have more problems.
Well, to give you folks an idea, of course, we've already showed a picture of the building, but when we walked in, we asked about where something was, and the
It was always at the far end.
it was far in, and the man said, "Well, it's a half mile that way." Now, wait a minute, friends. I mean, when you're walking a half mile here and back and forth and back, the miles do mount up. The people in Dallas were very cordial at the convention center. The organization arrangement was somewhat confusing, but that wasn't their fault. The people that handled it and the NSF people were very polite and tried to work with everyone as well as they could, I think. Next year it's going to be in Las Vegas. It's going to be, I really like the facility in Las Vegas better, don't you?
Well, I like the eating facilities better, too.
That's true. You know, the only thing about any convention center, prices for hot dogs and potato chips and candy bars, you know,
Are
Judge,
simply outrageous.
well, I've just never been comfortable paying $3.50, $4 or so for a hot dog. I mean, just a bare hot dog, you know. But a lot of you who go to different conventions, I'm sure this is the same thing everywhere. But you know, that's a little bit for these convention centers to make so much money on the people. It's expensive to go to a convention anyway, and then you get nailed on the food and drinks. But so much for that.
You know, friends, it's rare in any field of manufacture that one particular company has a clear-cut advantage over the others. Well, in this case, it's Corbin Ammunition, Corbin Bullet Company, because they make the best handgun, long gun, and even some specialty caliber ammunition that's been real hard to get in the past. If you really want your handgun or rifle to perform at their absolute best, you need to find some Corbin ammunition. For information on where you can get Corbin, information on their product line, call them. Corbin Bullet Company, 1-800-626-7266. Again, give them a call. It's a free call, 1-800-626-7266. Trust me on this one. Corbin is the best there is. The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
You know, Carrie, I think it's as important for you ladies to know how to use these firearms as it is for us men. But you know, there's something else. We can have firearms for defense of our homes and certainly for sport, but we also need information.
Yes, I agree. I think the New American Magazine is the best source of information available in this country.
Well, I would certainly agree. The New American Magazine is the truth and nothing but the truth. And friends, if you would like to know what is really going on in this country and around the world, if you want, in fact, the truth, well, you need to get the New American Magazine. So here's how to do it. You can get the New American by calling 1-800-727-TRUE, and those numbers, of course, are 1-800-727-8783. The New American, $22 for a 6-month subscription. It comes twice a month. Now, friends, with your new Shootin' Show subscription, they will also send you a free copy of what the United Nations is bringing to all of us. So this is very important. Subscribe today. You know, friends, in times like these, which indeed are strange times, we certainly need our firearms, but we also need the information about what's really going on. Order today.
Well, okay, Johnny, there were a lot of interesting things there. There were a lot of varied things there. We saw everything from knives to holsters for guns, for new developments in guns. We even had at the Remington exhibit, there was even a virtual reality for shooting.
Winchester, right? Winchester exhibit.
I'm sorry, it is Winchester. Yeah. What did I say?
Let's give credit where credit's due. You said Remington, but...
No, not Remington.
Remington had a race car.
Yeah, that's about the way they help the shooting industry, too.
Yep.
The Winchester virtual reality shotgun was excellent. It was just excellent. Had complete with goggles and everything, and so that you were really in another world. And you turn around and you could see a pastoral scene with horses and cows and so forth. It was all there. I'm going to have to get me a virtual reality setup one of these days. But Gun Owners of America were there.
Yes.
In force.
In force.
They were soliciting memberships. They were soliciting support. They were passing out free bumper stickers for, I think the free bumper sticker said, "Shoot back."
Yeah. Fight crime,
shoot back.
Darn right.
And Larry Pratt was there. He's executive director of Gun Owners of America. You know, I've told you all before, this is a great organization. They are more uncompromising than any of the pro-gun group.
Certainly.
And I cannot recommend Gun Owners of America too highly. $20 a year for membership, that's less than the NRA. Of course, you don't get the American Rifleman for that.
But you darn sure get people to work for you in Washington, huh?
You get the best representation in Washington you ever saw. And Steve Stockman is our point man in the House of Representatives, and he wouldn't have been elected without Gun Owners of America, so saith he. I want to talk about this business of money in a few minutes. I saw the new president of NRA, this lady, Mrs. Marion Hammer. She's claims she's going to be uncompromising too.
Well, she may be. I hope so.
And
I hope so.
That lady says she's given far enough, and that's it. We have some candidates we want to talk about. An election going on right now in Oregon, a mail-in ballot. The Republican Smith is pro-gun. His opponent, a Democrat, and I can't even call his name, is anti-gun, or at least so it's reported to us. And GOA has endorsed Smith. NRA has endorsed Smith. And I hope that Smith wins and gives us one more voice in the Senate, or the same number of voices in the Senate, because he's replacing Packwood, who's a Republican who wasn't always pro-gun, but at least he voted with to make the Republicans a majority party in the Senate. We have another election coming up very soon. We have a retiring Democrat senator in Louisiana, Bennett Johnston, and we have two Republicans running for that seat. One of them would be a Steve Stockman in the Senate. His name is Woody Jenkins, and I cannot recommend him too highly. I've known him for over 20 years. He was instrumental in getting our right to keep and bear arms provision in the Louisiana Constitution. I had to tell him what we needed, of course.
Well, that's fine.
Well, I did. I went down to that
Well,
to that
that's
committee
fine, but
meeting.
he was happy to work with you.
Yeah, very happy to work with me, and we got what we wanted. That Republican convention is being held in New Orleans later this month. Any registered Republican can be an official delegate to that. It's no longer a smoke-filled room of any kind, or even the accusation of a smoke-filled room, because if you're a Republican, if you're a registered Republican, you can go there and pay your $35 registration fee, $20 of which goes to the Republican Party of Louisiana to help its candidates, and you can be an official delegate and you can vote on who we endorse. I really cannot recommend Woody Jenkins too highly. I know him personally, and he would be in the Senate what Steve Stockman is in the House. We need to support our candidates. We need to support them, and let me tell you, there are one public relations man here in Shreveport told me once that it takes three things to win elections: money, money, and money. And in congressional elections and senatorial elections, that is certainly correct, because the amounts of money that are needed are vast.
Well, speaking of money, I want to mention something. There's a story going around now in a couple of the more truthful magazines, as I understand it, and we need to talk to the New American to see what what research they have. There's a reason that some of these senators and representatives are retiring, and it seems that there are some offshore bank accounts that have somehow or another been uncovered, and some of these fellows feel like it might be time to get out. We will be researching that.
Well, I confess, I don't know anything about that. If each one of you were to send $1 to 20 candidates, that's $20, and over a period from now until July, you can certainly afford $20. But the trouble is, you don't have a good way of choosing 20 candidates, and we need more than 20 good changes in the House and in the Senate. So I say let the Gun Owners of America do your choosing for you. Believe me, they won't make bad choices. And if you knew Gun Owners of America and aren't willing to take my word for it, then send the $20 to NRA and let NRA make the choices. They don't make as good choices, but they do make basically decent choices. If we've got 30 million households that we get into every week, according to Johnny.
That's what our figures say. That's correct.
If we just got 10% of those, that's 3 million people, to send $20 apiece to GOA, that would be $60 million, and that could bring about changes in many, many districts. It could actually influence probably 100 close districts. So money is important. I hate to harp on it all the time, but it is important. And yes, I made my contribution too, and it was more than $20. Well, what's the overriding importance of these elections? Let me tell you. There are a lot of Supreme Court decisions. Most of the important ones that have been handed down this year or last year have been by 5 to 4 decisions. Now, you let Clinton stay in office 4 more years, and you're going to find at least 2 and probably 3 more Supreme Court appointees, and you can bet your sweet life that he's not going to appoint people that are going to vote with that 5-man majority or 5-man and woman majority that exists there now. Bill Clinton could be defeated, and if he gets to appoint those people between now and the time he's by the end of his term, he could influence the course this country goes for the next 20 years.
You know, that's an awfully good point, Judge. Some of these ultra-liberal Supreme Court judges have literally warped, thanks to some of these Supreme Court decisions. We've had the destruction of our educational system here in this country, in large part. Some of these liberal judges, correct me if I'm wrong, but brought you forced busing, which has been a disaster over so much of this country. So many things have come about through court decisions due to the ultra-liberal
justices that were in place. Am I right on that?
Yes, you are correct. And mostly those decisions haven't attracted the attention of the public as much as some of their civil rights decisions have attracted the attention. And they aren't wrong in all the civil rights decisions, believe me. But let's take a look at the candidates. The most likely conservative candidates for the presidency of the United States are Pat Buchanan, Phil Gramm, and probably Forbes. Buchanan, Graham,
We're
and
researching
Forbes.
Forbes now. We're trying to find out more information on Forbes.
Well, so far all I've heard Forbes say very much is about a flat tax, which I can see the advantage to a flat tax. I don't necessarily agree with it, with all aspects of it, but I can see some advantages to it. The biggest advantage is getting rid of the IRS.
Well, Catherine, tell me, how'd you enjoy your trip to Dallas to the SHOT Show? That was your first one.
That was my first one.
You got to sign a few autographs.
It was fun.
It was nice. We do appreciate everyone that recognized any of our staff. We certainly had a great time. But you know what else we were doing? We were telling people that we ran into. Had a number of viewers come up and they said, "Boy, Johnny, you sure look different than you did a year ago or so."
Speaking of which, how is your diet going?
Well, you know, I'm not on a diet. I'm on a weight management program.
Isn't that the same thing as a diet?
Well, it's really not, because typically diets don't really work. What happens so often, people can lose. There are diets out there that can darn sure make you lose weight. But the problem is, immediately when you get off your diet, most people gain the weight back, and sometimes even a little more. Well, I don't want that to happen. I want to continue feeling good and continue wearing some of these new clothes I bought. So we're on a weight management program. And also, our health club products are absolutely the finest that I've ever even heard of, because what in the world can make you feel better about yourself, give you more energy, and on a continuing basis, it is really a fantastic thing that so many of us can benefit so much from. So how about this, friends? Don't put it off. Give our health club line a call. Someone will get back to you. And yes, our staff is small, and we do get a tremendous number of calls, but we try and answer each one. If something has happened, if your call got lost in the shuffle from the past few weeks or so, please call us back, because we don't want to miss anyone. We don't want to prevent anyone from having this opportunity, because it is that. So we look forward to hearing from you. Give us a call, 1-800-895-7916, and do it today, friends. It helps our program, but most important, it helps you.
For health club information, give us a call, 1-800-895-7916. Leave your name, address, and phone number. Someone will get back to you as soon as possible. Friends, this is such a wonderful thing. Do it for yourselves today.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Get your hands off that gun, bow, or fishing rod. Holding onto your equipment while you're going through the woods or climbing a hill is fatiguing and possibly dangerous. The versatile Tri-Tote all-season carrier is easy to use. You never have to drill a hole in your fine gun stock. And the Tri-Tote can be set up for your specific needs in a jiffy. Just follow the illustrated instructions and free demo video enclosed. There you are, hands-free, yet ready to shoot in an instant. Hunting and fishing have never been more enjoyable. With Tri-Tote, your equipment is secure and your hands are free to support yourself or carry other gear. How did you ever get along without Tri-Tote? Make this year's hunting and fishing the best ever. To order your Tri-Tote at this special TV price, call toll-free 1-800-231-1443. That's 1-800-231-1443.
GOA in their last monthly bulletin, and you do get a monthly bulletin with your membership, gave a rundown on Buchanan, on Graham, on Dole, and I believe one other. I'm not sure who it was. Buchanan is by far the strongest on the right to keep and bear arms. Next to that is Graham, probably. Many of us are disappointed with Dole because we think he changes his mind too much or he compromises too much. The only one of the group that's spoken out against the United Nations, against GATT, against NAFTA, and who wants to put the United States of America first, and the UN down somewhere below that, not necessarily in second place, but down below that, who wants to bring our troops home and keep them out of foreign civil wars, is Buchanan. GOA has endorsed Buchanan. I don't know how much chance Buchanan has of getting elected, but if he's on the ballot, I'm jolly well going to vote for him. But money is what it takes. Let GOA or NRA, preferably GOA, but possibly NRA, make the choices for you. Send them $20 for their political victory fund. They can use it. They will use it. We've got to cast our votes by putting our interests first. First, the United States of America and our constitutional rights and our balancing of the budget, because we're leaving our children a heritage of great debt that sooner or later all of the taxes are not going to be able to pay the interest on. I found some things at the shooting show I enjoyed, other than that virtual reality thing.
Oh, yeah?
I finally got hold of a ceramic knife.
That's true. For those of you who don't know what a ceramic knife is, it's made out of some sort of very, very hard material. Not supposed to dull very easily at all, right?
Well, it's a material they make turbine blades out of, I understand, Johnny. But be that as it may, that knife has about a 5-inch blade, maybe 6, and it is sharp. It is so sharp that it's frightening.
Well, you gonna quit using your razor? Just go to that?
No, I'm not gonna mess that knife around my face. I can tell you that for sure.
Well, they have
sharp.
a lot of things, like you said, at the SHOT Show, and I hope we get time. Elizabeth Saunders was there with a Maximum Derringer. I guess they ought to call it that.
It sure was a Maximum Derringer. It fired 410, or
had 8-inch barrels on it.
It fired 410 shells, or what's
45 Colt.
45 Colt, with 8-inch barrels. And I'm telling you, that Derringer was this long. It's no longer something that you
Maximum
tuck
Derringer,
inside your vest pocket or something like that. But it's a Maximum
Even
Derringer.
making holsters for that thing.
It's a great boot gun, I can tell you that.
Well, if you have high boots,
and
of
I
course,
sure would hate to get shot with a 410.
Oh my! And we
at
do,
close range.
And let me add that, true to form here, we never advocate breaking the law. Since there are concealed carry permits becoming more and more available all over this country, we don't advocate breaking the law.
No, but we do advocate changing the law to allow you to do that.
Absolutely.
And we've got a concealed carry license in Louisiana that's only good in the parish in which you live. That's county to most of you. I have a concealed carry permit from Idaho. They don't require that you be a resident, and it's good for the whole state. Idaho, again, as many of you know, is because my daughter lives up there, and I've been up there a number of times visiting. And I applied for and got a concealed carry. We are introducing a bill in Louisiana through our good friend Roy Brunn, State Representative Brunn, who's now chairman of the Education Committee, is introducing a concealed carry bill good for the entire state. It ought to receive gubernatorial blessing because the governor introduced it in the last session of the legislature, in which he was a senator. And then our immediate past governor vetoed it. But this bill will have unique ramifications. It will have a reciprocal provision in it. That is, that we will recognize in Louisiana any other state's concealed carry permit provided they recognize ours. Now,
Great idea.
a great idea. It's the next best thing to having a nationwide
National
concealed carry
law.
provision.
Absolutely.
In fact, for all practical purposes, it will be. Now, I think we don't need to recognize Vermont's because Vermont doesn't have any rules or regulations.
They don't have any crime either, do they?
Very little.
Almost none.
Very little.
You know, we do hear hue and cries from some areas of the country from the socialist liberals who literally want to disarm all of us. But when concealed carry laws are enacted and you let people lawfully have the capacity to defend themselves, crime has always gone down.
It has always gone down, or at least if it hasn't actually gone down, it has increased at a lesser rate than it has
Absolutely.
in surrounding areas. I think in fact, it's always gone down.
You know, what's wrong with giving people the capability of defending themselves? What's wrong with that?
Well, I can tell you what's wrong with it from the socialist standpoint.
Yep.
Sarah Brady put it, and she put it right. She said, we will never be able to achieve our dream of a socialist America unless we totally disarm all of those who would never agree. That includes most gun owners. We would never agree.
And guess what? We're never going to agree on that with Sarah Brady and the Clintonians and all these other people that literally want to change our way of life in this country.
Well, you know, we've got a treaty, Johnny. So one of these administrations somewhere along the line, and I don't care which one it was, got into a treaty for a complete, total disarmament of everybody in the world. Well,
That's
now,
the
you know,
United Nations treaty, right?
Yeah, and that is the ultimate aim of it, and that means that only the government has guns.
Mm-hmm.
And history shows us that when only the government has weapons, that it is a tyrannical system.
Without fail.
So, with that happy thought, or unhappy thought, we leave you this week. Don't forget, send $20, or save it up until you have $20, and send it to Gun Owners of America for their political victory fund. If you got another $20, join them. And in addition to that, incidentally, they'll put you on their fax network, and that means that you get kept up on a day-to-day basis of what the heck is happening up there and what needs to be done. They have actually stopped some things from becoming law because out it goes on a fax, and immediately representatives and senators start getting calls, and they are astounded at how fast that happens.
Yes.
And it does happen. Help these people that are guarding your rights and mine.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are.
You look tough here.
Here, yeah, Rich is changing his. This is Richard Davis, the second chance. This is Richard. Are you sure this is the image you want to project? But he's here with Colonel Rex Applegate. You folks have seen on the program. This is John Ross over there autographing a book. We talked to him a while back about his new book, Unintended Consequences. It's doing real well for him, and they're having a good visit here at the SHOT Show.
They said I should be a stand-up comedian, but everybody keeps yelling, sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the American Derringer booth, and the lovely Elizabeth Saunders here. And she has, Elizabeth, you have a couple of new guns here that you want to show us. What do you have, ma'am?
This is what we're going to call the Model 8, or if you want to call it the Club, or the Texas-sized Derringer. It's up to your discretion. But what it is an 8-inch rolled barrel with a 45-410 cartridge, and we're looking at better velocity, tighter groupings, more distance, with hunting capabilities maybe, or target shooting. We have it in 2 finishes at the show. We have high polish and satin. We're probably going to have maybe a gray matte finish or a duller finish for people who don't like shine at all. These will definitely get you tighter groupings and distance.
Now, you're also offering some holsters we see over here, but you have, of course, all your other products are in production. You have a new 40 caliber double action Derringer, is that right?
This has been very popular. Shoots right out the wallet. This is a 40 double action.
And we'll remind, of course, everyone has the, Texas has the new concealed carry law that's gone into effect. So a lot of the folks here in Texas would really be interested in that, wouldn't they?
Yes, this has a nice safety feature on it. It's very simple to use. It's hammerless, has an automatic ejector. And this one, all you have to remember is when the red's showing, it's not on safety. when your red's covered up, it is on safety, but it's not a trigger problem because the trigger will not activate until you take it all the way back to the Travis bar, which is another safety feature. It is double action. All you have to do is pull it. You can shoot it right out of the holster. You don't even have to take it out, which for the concealed handgun law, that's great.
Now you have these holsters in stock.
Yes, this comes in black, or we have a brown also. For people who like the brown, we have the brown or the black.
Great.
And these come in a 22 LR, 22 mag, a 9mm, 40 S&W, 380, and 357 or 38.
My goodness.
So it's a very versatile caliber.
Well, Elizabeth, if they want your some information on these things, would like to order some of these things, or if they're a dealer, let's get your 800 number, 1-800-642-7817. American Derringer in Waco, Texas. Again, 1-800-642-7817. And you folks will be glad to hear from them, won't you, Elizabeth?
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the U.S. Munitions booth here at the SHOT Show in Dallas, and this young man is A.J. Gould, and we're very proud to say that A.J. has been a viewer of the shooting program for some time. Is that right?
That's right.
A.J., tell me something. Where are you folks out of? Where are you located?
We're in Ferndale, Washington, just above Bellingham, in Washington State.
Well, you're so far up in Washington, you're almost Canadians, right?
Almost Canadians, yes.
Well, they have a great product, and some time ago, you folks sent us some of your U.S. munitions, and your business is shotgun shells. Am I right?
That's right. We make target loads and skeet loads and recreational loads for the hunters and
I'm seeing a lot of this in sporting clays now.
Right.
Because one, the good news is you have some economical prices. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, we try to keep the price down so people can afford to shoot and really enjoy the shooting sports.
Now, you folks have been in this business for a number of years now, and we're just very pleased, and we're going to try and get them to join us in helping promote our shooting show, because you know what, friends? We want to promote U.S. munitions, the best bargain in shotgun shells. It is great for trap, for skeet, and of course in hunting also. So let's do it, because realize that if you support this U.S. munitions company, you're also helping to support our shooting show, because what we have to do is reach the rest of America and as many people as possible about, one, how good your product is and why we have these guns and shells anyway. Don't you agree?
That's right.